for a second. I know I have additional stops. Let me just talk to, my coordinators, or, let me figure out, let me talk to the customer and see how I can do this. So just take that extra 5 seconds, right? And really think about how we're operating. Why does it matter? It's just a number, right? So that number, like I told you, that 32, that scares me because I don't know what type of accidents those are. So I want us all to be safe. I want us all to come back to our families, right? Screw the financial stuff. Like, I want you guys to come back to your families, right? That's the most important. End of the day, you guys are coming back. This is your 9 to 5. Not 9 to 5. Wait, calm down. But you know what I mean, right? Come back to your families. That's the most important.
Right? Not bankers here. 9 to 5.
Banking hours. And then lastly, on this slide, I want you guys to think about what your personal goal is and how we're going to affect it, and how you're going to affect your team. Right? This is all your team. So how are you going to, if you see, one of your buddies doing something, unsafe, tell them, talk to them. Like, if you see a supervisor doing something unsafe, talk to them. Right? No, I'm dead serious, right? We all hold each other accountable, because at the end of the day, we all have to go home to our families. We all have hobbies, I know you guys hear, I play volleyball, so, if I mess up my foot, Rafa, right? I can't play volleyball anymore. It's important. You have important stuff in your life, and we need to be cognizant of that. All right, next slide. Okay, so positive, right? So it's not all negative trending. So positive, performance over time. This is the overall trend for Iron Mountain for total recordable incident rate average for our industry. So as you can see here in 2009, right? Oh, this is kind of a crappy point. So 2009, right? 11.5, and then over the next 8 years, we've slowly decreased our total recordable incident rate all the way down to 2.9. So we are currently best in class right now, guys. So give yourselves a hand, and you're part of that. But how do we keep that going, right? How do we keep that trend going, and how do we get world class, right? World class, I'm sorry. So how do we get that world class status? And what does that mean? That means we are super safe, and hardly any accidents, right? We're super cognizant of everything around us. So think about that and how we need to attain that world class status. Do you want to say something about it? You sure? Okay. So accidents and their financial impact. So policy year 2016, 2017. Yeah, you can see some pictures. I don't know if you guys can see them from that side. 517 auto claims. Total paid out, over 874,000. Average claim cost. So just so you guys understand, the claim cost is not, the payout. The claim cost is just for filing an incident with the insurance. So that costs $1,700. And then the top 5 states: New York, California, Texas, Pennsylvania, and Maryland. And I don't know about you guys. I don't want to see our state on that metric, right? Not even that metric on this PowerPoint slide. So this is what the safety team for Iron Mountain, for NAO, is presenting. Those are the top 5 offenders. So top 5 causes, according to our safety NAO: sideswipe, commercial premise, rear-ending, backing up, and head-on collisions. So what do you think our biggest one is? Backing up in trees. Yeah. Hopefully not at the same time. But seriously, backing up, right? Being aware of that 360, checking your surroundings before you get back in your vehicle. And then how does this affect your family, your team, your neighbors, and your livelihood? Right? Because look at some of those vehicles, right? That van had a bunch of, we'll talk about it, a bunch of recordable events, right? Trending for probably about 2 weeks. And the eventuality is he rolled it on a freeway. So I'm pretty sure that there weren't any other collisions, but just think about the impact, right? So if we're driving unsafe, if we're driving reckless, if we're speeding, and God forbid we hit somebody else, you know, that's huge. That's not just an accident. That's a fatality, right? That's affecting somebody else's life. Let's not try to affect, you know, anybody else's life. Like, I know it's hard. It's hard. Okay, so let's talk about driving events for 2018. So as you can see from quarter 2 of last year, quarter 3, quarter 4, this is quarter 1. This is currently what we're trending for events. So this is high RPMs, overspeeds, and hard braking. So how do we change this trend? Because right now it's trending up. And some, you know, I get the, you know, there's one-offs. You know, I'd rather you guys, you know, be safe than sorry. The same token, right? You know, slower acceleration, keeping that extra cushion. You guys know what to do, but you know, we have to be cognizant, because this is, you know, driving behavior that directly correlates to the amount of accidents. So the higher the trend for these hard events, right, the more accidents we're going to have. And then you guys can directly affect this trend as an individual. And like, what's your pledge to do it differently? That's what we want you to think of. Well, how will you drive differently on the job? And then how will you drive? Well, how are you going to drive differently off the job, right? When you get back into your personal vehicle, I know you guys want to get home, you know, to see your families, but you know, does it make sense to, you know, go 85 miles an hour, you know, back home to your families? So think about it, like slow down, you know, take that extra 5 seconds. Think about, you know, the actions that you guys are taking. Me as well. You know, all the supervisors. I'm preaching to the choir, but I'm talking because, you know, I need to do the same thing. You just need to take that extra 5 seconds. Okay, and now we're going to talk about some fun stuff. All right, I'm sorry, I'm so morose. Will?
Thanks, Dave. All right, guys. Nothing new that we've had here. We've had all kinds of different challenges. You know, we've done miles, we've done days, we've done months. But this is, sometimes we just need to go back to the basics. I mean, some, you know, other challenges have worked better than others. So for this one, we're going back to the 60-day Pride Challenge. So pretty much, the first part, guys, is pretty much what we've done here before. So for the winning huddles that don't have any accidents in their participation, can you guys see? So for every huddle that don't have an accident, we're gonna raffle 2 for 1 day paid, and then we're gonna have 2 $50 gift cards per huddle team, and then a team barbecue, or if you guys like the food of your choice, like we've done it in the past. Right? And then, guys, I know we've done the 30-day challenge. The whole organization has won that, but the 60-day challenge has only been like 1 or 2 huddles that have won it at a time. So challenge is now all 3 huddles. Can we make all 3 hit the 60?
Yeah.
No? No? Can we? Right? All right, guys. So something new that we're running this time. It's for everybody. It's included. Everybody that does not have an accident in the 60 days are eligible to participate in the raffle, which include, on the first running, you get a gaming unit. On the second ticket that's withdrawn, you get a $200 Amazon gift card, and then on the third one, it's a $100 Amazon gift card. So that's for everybody that doesn't have an accident in the 60 days.
0 preventable collisions and
Preventable. Okay. I think next is points, right? All right.
Does everybody understand the eligibility for that? So it's 0 preventable collisions and injuries for 60 days. So if you guys are part of the huddle, you know, and one person gets in an accident, you guys are disqualified. But you as an individual, if you have 0 preventable collisions and injuries for 60 days, and you don't get an accident, then you're eligible for the 60-day Pride Challenge. So just because you get discounted from the huddle challenge does not mean that you're discounted from the individual challenge. Does that make sense? Right?
Okay, before I get into the point-based system, so just want to talk a little bit about accidents, right? Just a day in the life of me, Will, Vic, and Nate, right? Nace. When we're sitting in our desk, right? We're working.
Pretending to work.
Doing our day-to-day things, right? Yeah, so doing our day-to-day, doing our day-to-day duties and responsibilities. Our biggest fear, guys, is getting that phone call, right? And look, that's being 100. That call we get, hey, one of our drivers was involved in an accident, right? And look, and I'm not just saying that just because I'm saying it. That's our biggest fear. Hey, your guy's in an accident, right? Our last accident we had, we were actually getting our coffee when a third party says, hey, there's a vehicle. It looks like one of your vehicles, Iron Mountain vehicle, was an accident, right? When somebody else calls us before the actual driver, we go into that mode where, oh, we're hoping that driver's okay, right? Man, we left that place, didn't get what we're getting, and we started driving. Call, hey, we're heading to the accident scene, right? We're not going to wait for nobody to call us. We know where it's at. We're heading over there. So guys, just sharing that with you because we take that personal, right? We take it personal when you guys are in the field and we get that phone call or I got injured. We take it very personal. Because you guys are family, right? You guys are besides an employee, you guys are family. And I say that because you guys are here. We spend more time with you guys than with our families. If you look at it, right? You guys do spend more time here. We might not see each other the whole day, but you guys are in the field, and we manage that day to day, right? So we take it personal. So going back to that, we take it personal when we get that phone call. The first thing that clicks in our mind is we hope that driver's okay. When I've gotten a call, hey, our guy's involved in an accident, the first thing I say, hey, are you guys okay? Are you okay? Is everything okay, right? Is there anybody else that's injured, right? Are you parked in an area where you're going to be safe, right? So for you to start taking pictures and start the investigation process, right? And with that comes, that's our priority, right? Your safety, that you're okay. And then we start with everything else, right? Take pictures, exchange information, and all that, everything that needs so we can have a good investigation to assure we find the correct root cause, right? So we can learn from it. And then as we begin to investigate, then we get to a point in the investigation where we're looking for preventability, right? Preventability, cause, and then the thing that's harder for me is, okay, now that we found preventability, okay, is okay, was it our driver's fault, right? And I say, and then I have to look at it very carefully, and we analyze it over and over. And the reason I'm saying that because look, this is going to affect our driver's livelihood, right? It's going to affect the employees driving right here at Iron Mountain. So I take that very personal, okay? And I do a very thorough. We all do a very thorough investigation to assure that we're applying the correct point-based system, right, to that accident. Because the way I see it, I'm going to affect this employee's livelihood. So I want to make sure, I'm going to double check and make sure that I did a thorough investigation to assure that those points are allotted correctly. Okay, because again, I take it personal. And then, look, at the end of the day, when I'm done with this investigation, I want to make sure that I did everything I could for you, right, to assure that you get the correct points. If it was preventable, and if it was whatever the points are allotted, I want to make sure that they're the correct ones. Okay, so just know that. And like I tell a lot of the guys that I talk to, look, if anybody's going to speak up for you, it's going to be us, all right? We're that middle ground where we're dealing with HR and we're dealing with the whole policy and then the employee, right? So we're that middle ground, and we do our best to I'm going to say fight for you guys, right? To make sure it's done correctly, okay? So on that, I'm going to show you a matrix, guys. This is not the entire policy, okay? This is just the point-based matrix that's in Scout, guys. So you guys can feel free to go in Scout at any time and look at this, and the entire policy is also on there. So Nate, can you go to that slide, the matrix? So this is the matrix that's at the bottom. Once you go to Scout and you search for policy, you guys will see it there. It's on there. Okay, so the first one is for a minor accident. When you guys have a minor accident, and it was considered a minor accident, is any damage to a vehicle less than $1,200, and no other person, vehicle, or property, or damage or citation involved. Okay, and that's allotted 3 points. Okay, the next one is what we call level 2 accident. Okay, that's a iron vehicle damage between $1,200 and $5,000, and no damage to other vehicle, property, injuries, citations, or tows. That allows you 5 points. Okay. The last one is level 1. Any of the following: damage to iron vehicle, $5,000, fatality, injury, tow, or citation. That's 8 points. That's 8 points that are allotted to your driving record here at Iron Mountain. And I'm going to say that the worst one you can have is to get a citation or be violation with a cell phone ticket. That allows you 10 points. You can see that's the. Why do you think that one would be the biggest one that allows more points, guys? 10 points. Somebody in the audience. What was that? Right? Because your eyes are completely off the road. Right? It's now you're focusing on your phone, directly on your phone, and not what you're doing. Right? You're driving. Right? We've had accidents here where we've had the situation. It's been 10 points, and look, that's dangerous. You're operating a vehicle, right? I mean, and I put it to this way. I put it this way: where what if you're in a bus, right, in a passenger bus, and you see the bus driver on his cell phone, right, and he's not paying attention? I'd be concerned, right? I get off that bus right away, right? So see it that way, guys. So this is just a short piece of the whole policy, but I wanted to bring it up because every guy I talk to, hey, so how does this work? I mean, how is that? And like the policy, guys, it's in Scout. Just go into Scout, search. Safety is standard of policy of driving, point-based system. This comes up. It's there for you guys, okay? Me, Will, Vic, Nate are welcome to sit you down and go over the whole thing if you guys need to, okay?
How many points before we're no longer able to drive for Iron Mountain?
So each of these points, guys, it stays for 36 months. Let's start with that. So it's 36 months, and when you've reached 18 points, you're no longer eligible to drive for Iron Mountain. 18 points. So if you think about it, if you have a cell phone ticket and you get a level 1 accident, that's 18 points already. You can no longer drive, guys. So look, this is one discussion that I know we want to just, with the whole team here, is bring it up and talk about it and make sure we present this, but this is not the entire policy. Like I said, we can sit down if somebody has any other questions and go over it. Okay? So that concludes my part of it. I think so.
On the minor accident, so you're saying Iron Mountain will allow 6 accidents to add up to 18 points? Or would that be looked at, if you have like 4 accidents, would they look at you and say, okay, you know, suspension, termination, before the 18 points? I mean, accidents is an accident.
It would be reviewed, Mike.
Saying 5 accidents, you know, 15 points, but you said the 18 you're on that gap.
Very good point. It would be reviewed case by case. Yeah, this is just a point-based system. Good question. Any others, guys, before I turn over tonight? Okay.
All right, after Eric and I have depressed the crap out of everyone, let's do the fun stuff. So if we can get everyone standing, we're going to start doing some recognition. So Vic, you want to talk about? So we're going to do the congratulations. This is 3-year, 5-year, and 10-year accident free, guys. So if we can give, just start giving a round of applause. Those are those individuals.
So we'll have the individuals stand up, and then towards the end, guys, we can all stand up. I think we can all agree that we can stand up for our 10-year guys, right?
Okay.
So we'll start with our 3-year drivers. The first driver that we want to recognize at this moment is Daniel Arredondo. 3 years. Danny, come up. You guys want to hear a speech from Daniel?
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Gracias, gracias.
Hey, hold on. Hey, turn. Here with the plaque,
All right.
shaking hands, all of them. There you go.
All right, guys. Next person we're calling up is Claudio Vestaño Figueroa. Claudio, 3 years accident free. You want to give a speech, Claudio?
Muito obrigado.
What? I think that means thank you. We'll go with that. Thank you, Claudio. All right. The next employee we'll be recognizing is Carlos Medrano, 3 years accident-free. Carlos. Carlos wants to say a few words. Thank you. All right. Next employee, I think he's here, Darium Montes. Darium Montes. Darium, I did see you sneaking in late. Congratulations.
All right, picture, photo op. Turn real quick.
Gracias.
Hey, get in there. There you go.
All right, and Jose Lagunas, if you can come up. Jose Lagunas, 3 years accident.
You can do it.
All right, guys, I believe Eric's calling out the next file.
Jose, get in there. Get in there real quick. Hold on.
Okay, for 3 years, safe driving, accident-free, Michael Aguayo. Art Bermudez, 3 years accident-free. Boris Gutierrez, 3 years accident-free. John Pruden. Thank you. Manuel Robles.
All right, guys, we're going to start with the 5-year, accident-free. Kevin Lee, come on up. Ephraim Eniguez. That's it? Right? Yeah? Did I butcher it?
Are you speechless? You're speechless? Come on! I don't believe this! Oh my God. History in the making. Jeffrey has nothing to say.
All right, next up, Vicente. Eduardo Diaz.
It's not funny, guys. It's not funny. It's not funny, Eddie.
Marco Guzman.
Holiday route. All right, guys, continuing the 5-year, Mr. Amar McClendon. Alright, next, your own Marcelo Murillo.
Marcito! Yay, Marcito!
Alright, last but not least from the 5 years, Mr. Eric Gonzalez. That's the next. Alright guys, everybody. Our last two, if you guys please don't mind standing for our 10-year. First one, 10-year non-preventable accidents, Mr. George Pena.
Yay, George!
How you doing? How you doing?
Come on, George, speech, man.
Let's go. And the second one, Mr. Jose Luna.
We are the champions of the world.
Alright guys, one more last round of applause for all our winners.
Really?
Okay.
Really?
All right, you can take a seat now.
And our last speaker here needs no introduction, guys.
I don't know if a lot of you guys know me. I'm Randy Wiggins, transportation manager. Yeah, so we'll see you guys about it tonight. Guys, so on the real, let me get you guys' attention, please. Attention, please. So we're going to get to the part of the presentation where we talk about the pledge to safety. And a lot of you guys have heard my story. And I've heard your story today, right? And it resonates with me because what I heard in the beginning of this conversation today is what we talk about pride, a sense of accountability, right? And when we look at the word safety, it cannot be a noun. It can't be something we just see on a page, right? It has to be an adjective, it has to be a verb, it has to be an action. Something that we embody in everything we do every day, right? I think you guys heard me the day I walked in this organization. I said, the things I'm gonna take care of is you and your safety and making sure that we take care of our customers, right? And we've done a few things in this organization in my short time being here with the support of Bob and Jeff. We got more drivers in, right? You can tell by the number of routes we have out there. That's not by mistake, guys. That's an action that we're putting into place to make sure you have less times on the road. That way your mind is mentally in the game, right? We got more vehicles, newer vehicles. We're trying to get the old ones out so that way you're working with better equipment. So you're not stressing yourself out there, because I've heard from you guys. I've heard you guys talk about the scanners not working properly, the angles that you have to scan things, the fact that tippers are not working, trucks are dying out on you. We hear you, right? It's a process. And I appreciate the fact that you guys have stand strong with us through this process, right? But the thing that means the most to me, and I say this and I say it left and right, is that I see each and every one of your faces comes back to this facility in the same condition it went out in. I've heard a few of you talk about the dynamics at home and how that impacts you. And I've heard suggestions, and I've even said a couple of things about having that mental safety reset with yourself in the course of your day and putting it out of your mind and focusing on what is it in front of you at the moment of truth, right? That's a word you'll love to hear me say, I love to say all the time, at the moment of truth. That's right there, right now, right? Getting the big picture when we're driving, understanding everything that's going around you at that exact moment. Because at the end of the day, guys, I want you to come back safely, right? I've been there, guys, I've been there. I've had to walk in that house and explain to a wife, explain to a daughter, explain to a son why their loved one is not coming back. And I'm not gonna do that again. Not because of my selfishness, but because I saw the dynamics and the effect that it had on that family, right? Because I stayed with that organization for another 2 years and was involved with that family. And I saw what that life not coming back meant to them. I don't want that for you, okay? I've heard a lot of you say how much you love your kids, you love your family, but you love each other as well. So there's another piece that I heard that in there that I want to make sure we really resonate, and that's a sense of accountability, right? And accountability means to me is that, one, you're holding yourself accountable, but you're also helping your fellow drivers, your helpers, staff, right? Helping us out. Someone called me on the carpet the other day. I was walking through here, and I had my glasses in my hand, right? And they went, yo, you're going to your face. I didn't beef. I didn't have a problem with that, because that meant that person had to send this accountability to me to make sure I got through this facility safely. And that's cool. I'm fine with that. That's what I want for all of us. If we see someone on the road, on their phone, without a seatbelt, picking up a bin the incorrect way, something's gonna injure them, or hurt somebody else in the environment, we need to be accountable. We have to have a sense of pride when it comes to that. So as we go into this next part, guys, I'm gonna ask you guys to come up here. Think for a minute before you come up, but think about what safety means to you, what it means to this organization, and how you can impact it, right? Because at the end of the day, Bob, myself, Cade, all the supervisors, coordinators, we're not on the road with you. We can only, like the same way you handle your children, give you the best information we possibly can, try to drill it in your heads, and hope and pray that you apply it when you get out, right? That's what we ask. So when you come up here, I'm gonna ask you to re-pledge yourself to safety, rededicate yourself for some of you guys. But for those of you that haven't really had a thought about it, pledge yourself to safety. And what I want to see in this is, guys, I don't want to see a bunch of people writing their name all huge over other people's names. I don't want to see funny characters on there, right? I want to see you writing your name as an adult, pledging to yourself and to this organization that you're going to do everything you possibly can to keep yourself safe and the people around you safe. So I'm going to end it with that. I'm going to also say this: thank you. I appreciate what you've done. The numbers that are coming out of here have been phenomenal, right? We got 99 routes to 100 routes, 0 service failures. That's not me, y'all. That's you guys. I'm never going to sit up here and say, oh, I walked in the door and made this happen. The only thing I brought to this organization is better looks and style. And y'all see it. You all know it. You feel it. I know y'all see it. All right? But at the end of the day, y'all the ones that make it happen. It's not me, right? I'm a player coach. I'm here to support, do what I need to do to help you guys out. Sometimes I'm gonna be great, sometimes I'm not gonna be that great. Hold me accountable to it too, just like it was with these. Hold me accountable. I wanna be there for you guys. So take a second, when you feel like it's your turn, come up here, write your name, write it legibly, write it strong, and dedicate yourself. All right? Thank you.
start by the first 2 rows over on the left, if you guys can get up. And then also, guys, once you guys have signed off, actually, let's take a seat.
Yeah, you want to do
We'll start with the
first huddle?
5:30 group.
Yeah.
All right, so the 5:30 group, if you guys can stand up and sign off. Once you guys are done signing the pledge to safety, your routes will be available. Okay, so let's start with the 5:30 group.
Hey, what's up? I wanted to